Malaysian Ambassador to the Philippines, Dato Abdul Malik Melvin Castellino, ang kahalagahan ng pagkakaisa at kapayapaan sa naganap na iftar gathering sa Malaysian Embassy. Narito ang ulat, hatid ni Zenny Derama.
Ginanap nitong Miyerkules ang pagdiriwang ng iftar sa Malaysian Embassy in the Philippines sa Makati City sa pangunguna ni Malaysian Ambassador Dato Abdul Malik Melvin Castellino. Ang iftar ay ang pagkain ng hapunan ng mga Muslim matapos ang isang buong araw na fasting o pag-aayuno tuwing banal na buwan ng Ramadan. Nakisa rin sa pagtitipon ang ilang opisyal ng gobyerno kabilang ang Makati Local Government Unit, media members at ilan pang mga bisita.
First and foremost, allow me to sincerely thank all of you for coming all the way here to the Embassy of Malaysia to celebrate the wonderful and peaceful month of Iftar. As you know, Ramadan is not only about being able to fast from dawn to dusk, but also about cultivating empathy, gratitude, and self-discipline. It reminds us of the strong sharing of food and wealth with those in need, and of strengthening social solidarity and care for the less fortunate. Gatherings such as Iftar also reflects the universal values of kindness, generosity, and inclusivity, which transcends cultural and religious differences. Tonight, we celebrate not only the breaking of fast, but also the spirit of togetherness. That's why I'm so happy to see so many of us who are not from the Muslim faith, but still here to celebrate this wonderful day of Iftar and Ramadan.
Bilang panahon ng pananampalataya at pagdinilay-nilay, binigyang diin din ni Ambassador ang kahalagahan ng kapayapaan, pagkakaisa at respeto anumang lahi, paniniwala o relihiyon. Kasabay nito, kanya ring nabanggit ang papel ng Pilipinas bilang ASEAN Chair.
Today, Philippines, as the chair of ASEAN, with the team Navigating the Future Together, hosted the ASEAN Ministers Meeting for the Asia Social Cultural Platform. And the ministers from the 11 ASEAN countries were there. And the theme of this meeting today shows how important it is, countries coming together in the area of social welfare and tourism and culture, and how coming together as one ASEAN nation, we can actually bring forth greater progress and inclusivity, and of course, inclusion of all the various communities present in our countries. All the ministers spoke very, very closely and to the hearts and how we need to work together. So this promotion of tourism not only reflects the importance for Malaysia and Philippines, but also as ASEAN as a whole, to ensure that we continue to work and progress together.
Kaugnay nito, hinahangad ni Ambassador na maging daan ang kapayapaan, pagkakaisa at pag-unawa sa pag-unlad sa kabila ng kasalukuyang kaguluhan sa ilang bansa, kabilang ang sigalot sa Middle East. Zenny Derama, nag-uulat para sa Golden Nation Network.
Samantala, nagbahagi ng karanasan at teknikal na kaalaman ang Department of Social Welfare and Development o DSWD sa delegasyon ng Cambodia upang makatulong sa pagpapaunlad ng kanilang social welfare workforce. Isinagawa ang knowledge sharing session sa DSWD Academy sa Taguig City kasama ang mga kinatawan mula sa Ministry of Social Affairs, Veterans and Youth Rehabilitation ng Cambodia at United Nations Children's Fund. Tinalakay sa pagpupulong ang competency-based training, certification systems at iba pang paraan upang mapalakas ang kakayanan ng mga social worker. Ayon sa DSWD, layunin ng programa na maibahagi ang karanasan ng Pilipinas sa pagpapalakas ng social welfare system at pagtugon sa iba't ibang suliraning panlipunan. Ipinakita rin ng iba't ibang organisasyon ng social worker sa bansa ang kanilang papel sa paghubog ng polisiya at programa para sa kapakanan ng komunidad. Umaasa ang DSWD na magpapatuloy ang kooperasyon sa pagitan ng Pilipinas at Cambodia sa pamamagitan ng mga susunod na technical discussions at joint initiatives sa larangan ng social welfare. Sa ibang balita, nasabat ng Bureau of Customs sa Ninoy Aquino International Airport ang mahigit 112 million pesos na halaga ng hinihinalang shabu mula sa isang Malaysian national sa NAIA Terminal 1 noong February 28. Nadiskubre ang nasa mahigit 16 kilos ng puting kristal na hinihinalang methamphetamine hydrochloride matapos ma-flag para sa inspeksyon ng bagahe ang suspect. Ayon sa Bureau of Customs, tinatayang nagkakahalaga ng mahigit 112.3 million pesos ang nakumpiskang iligal na droga batay sa standard drug price. Isinagawa ang operasyon ng Customs Anti-Illegal Drugs Task Force sa pakikipag-ugnayan sa NAIA Interagency Drug Interdiction Task Force. Nahaharap ngayon sa kasong paglabag sa Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 ang naarestong dayuhan habang nagpapatuloy ang investigasyon ng mga otoridad. Iginiit naman ni Customs Commissioner Ariel Nepomuceno na patuloy nilang paiigtingin ang pagbabantay sa mga paliparan at pantalan upang mapigilan ang pagpasok ng iligal na droga sa bansa. World News alas 8.
The Secretary General has continued to be very concerned about the situation in Lebanon, where the Lebanese people are once again in the crosshairs of conflict. He's particularly concerned about the impact of of hostilities on the civilian population. Our humanitarian colleagues tell us that more than 50 people have been killed and hundreds more have been injured in the past 2 days. That's what local authorities in Lebanon are telling us. Overnight and throughout the day, today, widespread Israeli strikes hit southern Lebanon, Baalbek, Shuf, and the southern suburbs of Beirut, causing further casualties and significant destruction. Yesterday, 3 paramedics were killed and 6 injured while responding to an airstrike in Lebanon. In southern Lebanon, our peacekeeping colleagues at UNIFIL tell us that continued exchanges of fire crossed the blue line, including Hezbollah's rocket fire towards Israel and Israel Defense Forces airstrikes and extensive fire north of the blue line. Peacekeepers have observed Israeli Defense Forces vehicles moving north of the blue line at several locations, reaching up to 1 kilometer beyond the blue line and firing towards those surroundings. We also know with serious concern the IDF statement calling for evacuation of residents of South Lebanon to north of the Litani River. Forced displacement orders continue to be issued, including one today covering the entire area south of the Litani River, approximately 850 kilometers, and homes to hundreds of thousands of people. Civilians are continuing to flee in Lebanon, often with little more than clothes they are wearing and what they can carry. Since the onset of the renewed hostilities, at least 80,000 people have sought refuge in collective shelters in Lebanon. That's what the local authorities are telling us. However, we believe this represents only a fraction of all the people who have been forced to flee. Our partners are working closely with national and local authorities. Rapid response teams are assessing needs and distributing emergency supplies in affected areas and collective shelters. So far, our partners working in food security have reached more than 20,000 displaced people with hot meals and over 15,000 with ready-to-eat food across Lebanon. Our health partner, working with the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health, are providing medicine and scaling up mobile primary health care services in shelters and other locations. Water and sanitation partners are supporting the continued operations of critical water and wastewater facilities, including by providing fuel to operate those stations. Even prior to this escalation, the humanitarian community was aiming to reach 1.5 million vulnerable people with humanitarian aid through the $1.6 billion 2026 appeal. Our partners are now responding with fewer financial and human resources than in previous years. That, of course, limits the scale and speed of assistance at a time when needs are rising sharply. Urgent additional funding and capacity are required to sustain and expand life-saving operations. All UNIFIL positions remain manned and remain in place along the blue line. The mission's operational activities prioritizes monitoring and logistical movement, including resupply. UNIFIL continues to assess the situation to ensure the safety and security of personnel. International law is not a mystery. We talk about it every day. It is not a secret. Civilians and civilian infrastructure must be protected at all times by all parties to a conflict. As we have said before, we very much welcome the decision by the government of Lebanon earlier this week to accelerate efforts towards asserting the state's monopoly of arms across Lebanon. It is imperative that Hezbollah respect the government's decision, as well as Security Council Resolution 1701. And we also call once again on Israel to respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Lebanon, as well as Security Council Resolution 1701. Both our special coordinator and our UNIFIL force commander will continue to work with the parties towards that end. We urge all involved to exercise maximum restraint.
World News alas 8. At narito ang recap ng mga nagbabagang balita ngayon.
Sa ulo ng mga balita. Ethics complaint laban kay Representative Bong Suntay, inihain ng Gabriela. PNP, pinaiigting ang seguridad ng mga embahada ng Iran, Israel at Estados Unidos sa bansa. Reklamo laban sa ilang opisyal ng NIA at DPWH, inihain sa Ombudsman. DSWD at Cambodia nag-ugnay para sa pagpapaigting ng social welfare workforce. Higit sa 112 million pesos na iligal na droga timbog sa NAIA mula sa isang Malaysian national. Patas at pantay na balita, komprehensibong ulat para sa pulso ng masa. Ito ang News Force.
At yan po ang pinakamaiinit na balita ngayon. Manatiling nakatutok sa aming mga balita at updates sa aming Facebook page, Golden Nation Network, at sa aming YouTube account at Golden Nation Network. Ako po si Lorlyn Garcia Velarde. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Ito ang News Force.